Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2. We are hearing the prayers offered by the demigods to Lord Krishna, glorifying him as the absolute truth. And then you heard this, that following in the path of the acharyas brings us to liberation. Following in the path of the mahajans brings us to liberation. Okay, going on. Ye nira vindaksha vimuktamaninas
Ravindraksha Vimukta-manis
Tvai astabhavad vishuddha buddhayaha
Tvaye hasta bhavat avishuddha buddhaya
aruya krichrena param padam tata
Aruha krichena param padam tata
patanti adho nadritayushmat angrayaha.
patanti adhona Dhiratayumast anugraha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Someone may say that aside from devotees who always seek shelter at the Lord's lotus feet, there are those who are not devotees but who have accepted different processes for attaining salvation. What happens to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and the other demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penances to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is impure. They fall down from the position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for your lotus feet. So here the demigods are saying that only a devotee will get liberation because he's taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, which is a suitable boat to cross this ocean of material existence. Aside from devotees, there are many other non-devotees known as karmis, jnanis or yogis, philanthropists, altruists, politicians, impersonalists, and voidists. There are many varieties of non-devotees who have their respective ways of liberation, but simply because they do not know the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. Although they falsely think that they have been liberated and elevated to the highest position, they fall down. You, because we may think of something, but it may not be the fact. The fact is, one has to take the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet and one can get liberation. As clearly stated by the Lord Himself in Bhagavad Gita 9.3, Ashraddha dana purusha dharma yasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartamane. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. It doesn't matter whether one is karmi, jnani, yogi, philanthropist, politician, or whatever. If one has no love for the lotus feet of the Lord, one falls down. That is a verdict given by Lord Brahma in this verse. So Lord Brahma is saying it's only the devotee who can really get liberation, whereas those following the other processes, even though they reach very high stages, they will fall down. And Krishna is saying those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me. So to have faith in this devotional service, that by engaging in devotional service, I will get the highest benefit. Any comments? Okay. There are persons who advocate accepting any process and who say that whatever process one accepts will lead to the same goal. But that is refuted in this verse, where such persons are referred to as Vimukta Manina, signifying that although they think they have attained the highest perfection, in fact they have not. In the present day, big politicians all over the world think that by scheming they can occupy the highest political post, that of president or prime minister. But we actually see that even in this life, such big prime ministers, presidents, and other politicians, because of being non-devotees, fall down. Patanti Ada. To become president or prime minister is not easy. One must work very hard, Aruya Krishna, to achieve the post. And even though one may reach his goal, at any moment one may be kicked down by material nature. In human society, there have been many instances in which great, exalted politicians have fallen from government and become lost in historical oblivion. The cause of this is avishuddha buddhaya. The intelligence is impure. The Shastras say, Nate vidusvartha gatim he Vishnu. Bhagavatam 7:531. One achieves the perfection of life by becoming a devotee of Vishnu, but people do not know this. So, how can one actually get liberated? Real liberation.
To be fully right engaged in devotional service and yeah, like have total faith.
Yeah,
Krishna.
faith
Because
in
like
devotional
yesterday's
service.
question, right? Ratna was asking like for us, but
Hmm.
we do have right other things that we do, so we cannot get
So,
liberation, right?
yeah, so then that's why at least then what we may say that, oh wow, this is such a high position for me, right? But at
Mm,
least we can have a desire. One day I want to be here. One
yeah,
day I wish I can also become a pure devotee.
yeah.
And by that desire, gradually, we will come to that position. Krishna will make arrangement, give us the association of devotees. And that desire is a pure desire. That I may not be a pure devotee, but I desire one day I may become a pure devotee. Then that is a pure desire to have. And that is a perfection, yeah? Perfection. So, therefore, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 12.5, Klesho di kataras.
Nikataras.
Hmm, thank you. Tesham avyakta chetasam. Persons who do not ultimately accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead and take to devotional service, but who instead are attached to impersonalism and voidism, must undergo great labor to achieve their goals. So Prabhupada is giving us so many instances where one takes up so much. It's not easy, to take up the Gyan process, Dhyan process. It's not easy because one is really has to work a lot. And there's no help coming from anywhere. Whereas in devotional service, the devotee is helped. He's helped by the disciplic succession. He's helped by Krishna. He's helped by the devotees. The scriptures are there. So he has a lot of support. Okay, Bhagavatam 10:14-4. Shreya Shritim Bhaktimudasyate Vibho Klishyanti Ye Kevalabodhalabdaye To achieve understanding, such persons work very hard and undergo severe austerities. But their hard labor and austerities themselves are their only achievement, for they do not actually achieve the real goal of life. So in the other processes, there is hard work, and that is the achievement that, oh, I worked very hard. But one is not getting really liberation, love of Krishna. Dhruva Maharaj at first wanted to achieve the greatest material kingdom and greater material possession than his father. But when he was actually favored by the Lord, who appeared before him to give him the benediction he desired, Dhruva Maharaj refused it, saying, Swamin Kritarthasmi Varam Nayache. Now I am fully satisfied. I do not want any material benediction. Hari Bhakti Sudodaya 728. So Dhruv Maharaj, we read about him in the fourth canto. He did very also difficult austerities, what he did. And he pleased the Lord by his austerities. That the Lord said, okay, you did austerity because you had a desire. Now ask me what you want. And he said, no, I don't want anything. I was running behind broken pieces of glass. I've seen you. I don't want anything else. So this is the perfection of life. Yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tata. Bhagavad Gita 6:22. If one achieves the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, one is fully satisfied and does not need to ask for any material benediction. So we can see that we are looking for satisfaction in the material world. Sure, there is. Of course, that's the reason we continue to be here. But the satisfaction to the degree that we desire, that we can get only at the lotus feet of Krishna. The mind actually can be peace only when it is at the lotus feet of Krishna. At night, because we are after all spirit souls, we are thinking we are the body and we are thinking all these material things are going to satisfy us because we keep thinking, I'm the body, I'm the body. But the fact of the matter is we are spirit souls. So then only devotional service satisfies us. Taking shelter of Krishna satisfies us. At night, no one can see a lotus, for lotuses blossom only during the daytime. Therefore, the word Aravindaksha is significant. One who is not captivated by the lotus eyes or transcendental form of the Supreme Lord is in darkness, exactly like one who cannot see a lotus. One who has not come to the point of seeing the lotus eyes and transcendental form of Shamsundar is a failure. One who has not come to the point of seeing the lotus eyes and transcendental form of Shamsundar is a failure. Premanjana charita bhakti velochanena santa sadeva hridayeshu velokayanti. Those who are attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in love always see the Lord's lotus eyes and lotus feet, whereas others cannot see the Lord's beauty and are therefore classified as anadrita yushmad angrayaha, or neglectful of the Lord's personal form. Those who neglect the Lord's form are surely failures on every path in life. But if one develops even a little love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is liberated without difficulty. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. That a little bit, one just begins devotional service, and that can help us. Why? Next life, it can give us a human body. You know? We can go on with devotional service. Go on. Once one begins anything in devotional service, he's already walking in the path back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead recommends in Bhagavad Gita 9:34, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Simply think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer some slight homage to me. Simply by this process, one is guaranteed to return home back to Godhead and thus attain the highest perfection. So Krishna does not need for us to do very severe austerities, penances. He does not need that from us. elaborate arrangements. No, he's saying you become my devotee. You offer me with love whatever you offer me. So the Lord further affirms in Bhagavad Gita 18:54-55, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma na shochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tad anantaram. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. So, pure devotional service begins from liberation. People may think liberation is the end, finish, nothing after that. But for a devotee, real life is beginning after liberation. He's engaging in pure devotional service. He's completely understood that the Lord is my master, I am the servant, and he serves him with love. And at that state, he's fully joyful. He's not morose. He's not lamenting for anything, and he has no material desires. He's not hankering for anything. He has no remorse, no morose. He's not morose. He has no material desire. And he's equal to everyone. He's seeing everyone as part and parcel of Krishna. So one can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So devotional service is the only way we can understand God. Right? By hearing about him, we can understand what he looks like, where he lives, who his friends are, yeah, what does he do. So one can understand the Supreme Lord only by devotional service, no other process. Did you all have any comments or questions? Tatha nate madhavatavaka kvachid
तथा न ते माधव
Patavata
brashyanti margat tvaibatta soradaha.
Prashyanti Marga Vaibhadra Sohita
Tvaya bhigupta vicharanti nirbhaya.
Tvaya
त्वया विगुप्ता
Vigupta
विरेचन्ति
Vicharanti Nirbhaya
निर्भया
Vinayakani kapamurdhasu prabho.
Vinayaka
विनायकानीकपमोदशु
Apamodashu
प्रभो
Prabhu
O Madhav, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of the Goddess of Fortune, if devotees completely in love with you sometimes fall from the path of devotion, they do not fall like non-devotees, for you still protect them. Thus they fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in devotional service. Devotees generally do not fall down, but if circumstantially they do, the Lord, because of their strong attachment to Him, gives them protection in all circumstances. So the pure devotee, huh? He's he has love for Krishna, so he's not gonna fall down. You know, he has no material desires. But if accidentally, even if something happens, the Lord gives him protection. The Lord is there with him. Thus, even if devotees fall down, they are still strong enough to traverse the heads of their enemies. We have actually seen that our Krishna consciousness movement has many opponents, such as the tea programmers, who instituted a strong legal case against the devotees. We thought that this case would take a long time to settle, But because the devotees were protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we unexpectedly won the case in one day. Thus, a case that was expected to continue for years was settled in a day because of the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has promised in Bhagavad Gita 9:31, Kaunteya pratijanihi na me bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So Prabhupada is giving an example that ISKCON had actually there were case put against ISKCON. People were saying that the that they are being brainwashed, the young people are being brainwashed and all that. So, but then Prabhupada is saying, by the mercy of Krishna, in one day we won the case, something that could have taken long. You know, Prabhupada would always say, it's Krishna who's doing it. Then the Pandal program where 10,000 people or something came in those days, 1970s. One devotee was saying, Prabhupada, we did it. Prabhupada said, we didn't do anything. Krishna did it. Would always remind everyone that it's Krishna. Krishna is protecting the devotee. It's Krishna's mercy. So everyone is protected. One may think, oh well, I am not a pure devotee, so Krishna will not protect me. No. Anyone who comes to Krishna, Krishna protects. One has begun devotional service, Krishna protects, has the protection of Krishna. Krishna makes arrangements that one day he will come back to him. So in history, there are many instances of devotees like Chitraketu, Indradyumna, and Maharaj Bharat, who circumstantially fell down, but were still protected. Maharaj Bharat, for example, because of his attachment to a deer, thought of the deer at the time of death, and therefore in his next life he became a deer. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam, tyajati ante kalevaram. Because of protection by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, the deer remembered his relationship with the Lord and next took birth in a good Brahminical family and performed devotional service. Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yogo Brashto Bijayate. Similarly, so Bharat Maharaj, we remember, right?
Yes.
Was a devotee, fell down, became a deer, next life, Brahman. Similarly, Chitraketu fell down and became a demon, Vritrasur, but he too was protected. Thus, so Chitraketu, what had happened to Chitraketu? How did he become a demon? Vritrasur. He was cursed by Mother Parvati. So, but then Vritrasur, such a great devotee that we were hearing how Vritrasur is giving beautiful instructions. He's giving so much knowledge to Lord Indra while they are fighting at the battlefield. Thus, even if one falls down from the path of Bhakti Yoga, one is ultimately saved. If a devotee is strongly situated in devotional service, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has promised to protect him. Kaunteya pratijanihi na me bhakta pranashyati. But even if a devotee circumstantially falls down, he is protected by Madhava. So, we'll stop here. We'll just say what's the word. Madhav is significant. Mother Lakshmi, the mother of all opulences, is always with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if a devotee is in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the opulences of the Lord are ready to help him. Madhav. Ma is Mother Lakshmi. She is the mother of all opulences. Wherever there is Krishna, Mother Lakshmi is there. So the devotee has all the opulences. Did you all want to add anything? Let me go. Oh, this is just this. It's okay to
Yeah.
finish it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, tatra shir vijayo bhutir dhruva nitir matir mama. Bhagavad Gita 1878. Wherever there is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna and his devotee Arjun, Parth, there is victory, opulence, extraordinary power, and morality. The opulences of a devotee are not a result of karma kand vichar. A devotee is always protected by all of the Supreme Lord's opulences, of which no one can deprive him. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga shemam vahami aham. Thus, a devotee cannot be defeated by any opponents. A devotee, therefore, should not deviate knowingly from the path of devotion. The adherent devotee is assured all protection from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just continue hearing and chanting. You continue to be in the process. Krishna he is protecting. He is giving us all the help that we need. Protecting what we have and giving us what we lack. This is what Krishna does. So just be in the process. You can
I think
see
that was the last verse, right, of the 18th chapter, the Bhagavad Gita.
that where there is Madhav, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra
Yeah,
Yogeshwar Krishna. Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
it ends with this,
Yeah,
that
beautiful, right?
whenever Krishna is in your side, yeah, there will be victory.
Yeah,
Which victory will be with you.
yeah. So we have to continue being in the process. There may be highs and lows, but just continue. And Krishna is there. Okay, we'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.